What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new Jurassic World Evolution 2 video. That's right, we are back in the Canada map once again, where this time we are going to be doing something a little bit different. We are going to be releasing dinosaurs into the sanctuary that were in Ark Survival Evolved and Ark Survival Ascended. That's right, this is going to be an Ark Park, if you believe it. Or an Ark Sanctuary. So only the dinosaurs that were in the game. So whether it's base game or were added in later on, in like DLCs or whatever, they will be added in. And we're going as far up as, say, Ark Ascended. So like the Extinction Dreadnoughtus will be in this, the Shonisaurus will be in this. Actually, I should probably make like a little lagoon area for them. And an aviary for the pterosaurs. I should probably get to doing that. Yeah, this was probably not the best map to use, because it's relatively small. I probably should have used one of the square maps, because there's like a lot of space. Actually, let me go do that. I'm sure there's a Canada square map. Give me 1 second. There we go. And we are back with a new square map. Yeah, we're in a much bigger area, so there's going to be like a whole area that's like aquatics, a whole area that's pterosaurs. That's kind of the plan. So what we're going to need to do, we'll build the main part of it in a minute. I just need to get the ocean part and the aviary part. Get that over with. So like, as for dinosaurs, if there's a certain dinosaur in Ark that isn't in this game, then I'll probably use a substitute. So for the Pegos, I'll probably use Homalocephalae for the substitute. For the Titanosaur, I will use the Dominion Dreadnoughtus as a substitute, and then for the actual Dreadnoughtus, I will use the Evolution Dreadnoughtus. And then we'll put, like, a regular hatchery, like, over here that's nearby. And this could probably be, like, the coastal area. And then I'm just going to move the arrival point all the way over here, just so we have that. And we'll have one road go here, and then we'll have the other connect to the lagoon. Alright, we'll upgrade that. You can be additional bays and accelerated growth. And then we'll do the same thing here. Additional bays, accelerated growth. And then we'll start off with like herbivores, and then we'll work our way to carnivores and whatever. And then we need to make the aviary as well. It's a little tougher because you're working with so much. You know what I'm saying? So let's just have a point that continues over here. Pterosaurs, there shouldn't be much in here. We'll do the same thing with here. I wish there was a setting where you could copy settings to, like, whatever. Like how in Ark, when you're breeding something, you can, like, copy settings to, like, nearby creatures, and they'll have those settings. Why can't you do that with hatcheries? If you have one that's, like, additional base and accelerated growth, why can't you copy those to other sanctuaries or hatcheries? You know what I'm saying? Alright, we'll put the forest in so then the pterosaurs can have forest. We'll put some water here. Make sure there's a bunch of water. We'll have fish feeders, like a couple of them here. Alright, so let's get the aquatics and the pterosaurs out of the way. Let's start with the pterosaurs. So we don't have that many, so we'll start with Dimorphodon. We'll throw them in. We'll randomize that. After that, we'll move on to the JWE2, which will be substituting for the Cinemacrops. Pteranodon. We'll use the Jurassic Park 3 Pteranodons, because I like those better than the Jurassic World ones. There we go. After that, we'll release the Quetzalcoatlus. There we go. And then Tapahara. And then we'll release Tropionathus afterwards, because that was released during the Crystal Isles DLC. And then let's start with the JWE2. Release them first. That'll be our first creature. Alright, we'll add them in, followed by the Dimorphodons. Moving on to the Pteranodons. Alright, and then after that, Tapajara. And the Quetzalcoatlus. largest pterosaur in the game. We'll just have the one Quetzalcoatlus. And then, let's move on to the Tropianathus. And then that'll be all the pterosaurs, to my knowledge, in the game so far. There we go. Alright, so that's Tropianathus being added in. Let's move on to the aquatics. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's get some marine fish feeders going. Alright, Archelon, we'll add that in. You know what? Whatever. I was going to say, you know what I forgot to do once again? Enable unlimited traits. But you know what? Whatever. This might even be a couple of parts. So we're just working on whatever stuff here first, and then we'll get our first few dinosaurs on here, and then we'll move on to the rest. Alright. Archelon will throw in, Dunkleosteus, Elasmosaurus, Ichthyosaurus, and Liopleurodon. There we go. We're hatching them as we speak. I figured we'd get all the pterosaurs out of the way first. Alright, let's get Tropianathus out here. There we go, we got that. Let's start releasing the aquatics next. Starting with the Archelon. Moving on to the Dunkleosteus. After that, let's move on to the Elasmosaurus, which are the plesiosaurs in the game. That's them done. Let's move on to the Ichthyosaurs. And finally, Liopleurodon, and that's the first group done. Alright, that's Liopleurodon being released. We can move on to the next group, which in this case would be Megalodon, Mosasaurus, and Shonisaurus, which will be a substitute for Shastasaurus. There we go. Now, while we wait, let's try to make this sanctuary a bit more home-like. So we'll add a bunch of forest, we'll add a bunch of water. So I have a lot of stuff planned for this sanctuary. Alright, I think that's enough forest. Yeah, I think that's enough forest. Let's start adding in the water. So we'll have like a big patch of water over here. And like we'll start with the one hatchery for now and then work our way out. We'll have like a stream here with another big patch of water here. And then we'll start getting like the basic dinosaurs, you know, the ones that were in like the game since like day one. We'll throw them in. So I'll have like a little stream like right here where that connects. And then we'll have another river going this way. And then we'll do the same thing here. There we go. Alright, that's looking good. So we'll start with the basic dinos, like the more iconic ones. And then we'll work our way more obscure. So I'm thinking we start with the ones that were in the base game since the beginning. So that starts since, like, I'm talking 2015. So we'll start with Ankylosaurus. This might be at least a 3-parter. I'm not sure how many parts it's going to be exactly, but at least a 3-parter. Alright, we'll throw Parasaur in here. We might throw Stegosaurus. We'll throw Stegosaurus in here as well. Just get the basic ones. I'll get the Lost World Stegos because I like them over the Jurassic World ones. There we go. And I don't think I'll turn combat on until this is complete. Yeah, until this is complete, we won't turn everything on. Alright, let's check on Megalodon. We'll throw you in, Mosasaurus, and then both Shonies. Let's go. So that'll be the last 3 aquatics. I think the Parasaurs will be released first, so we'll release them first. Let's go. Parasaurolophus is being added in first. Let's release the ankylos next. We'll get some herbivore action going. I think they need ground nut as well, so they'll be happy here, I think. Alright, we got the ankylosaurs done. Let's move on to the trikes next. Let's release the trikes. Alright, let them explore their environment a little. Let's move on to the stegosaurs. And then once the herbivores are done, we'll move on to the last three aquatics. Alright, while the stegosaurs release, let's release the Shonisaurus. We'll start releasing the last three aquatics. Let's release Megalodon next. In Ark, they're actually one of the smaller ones, and they're more common than the Mosasaurus. But in this game, they're pretty big. And last but not least, Mosasaurus. That is such a cool shot of the Mosa. It really is. Alright, so that's the Mosasaurus done. Let's finally move on to the Apatosaurus. Alright, so that's Apatosaurus being released, and now we can move on to the carnivores. So there were a few of them that were in the game since the start. T-Rex, Carno, Raptor, Dilophosaur, I think that's about it. So what we could do is release these four here. So we'll start with Dilophosaurus. We'll throw them in, just so we can have some carnivore action going. And then I was debating whether I should use Velociraptor or Utahraptor for the Ark Raptors, because technically, Utahraptor is the Ark Raptor. That's Utahraptor, technically. You know what? We'll use Utahraptor here. Alright, so that's those four carnivores done. We got Dilophosaurus being added in, Carnotaurus, Utahraptor, and then Tyrannosaurus. Let's release the Dilophosaurs while we wait for the T-Rexes to incubate. We'll start releasing the carnivores. Next up, Utahraptor. So now we've got the raptors. Alright, let's release the Carnos next. Do we have any movie skins for the Carnotaurus? I don't think we do. Yep, the carnivores are coming in. So, we've got a lot of stuff planned. And finally, the T-Rex. And that'll be our last dinosaur for today's episode. Anything else here? We do have a Dilophosaur. We got Dilophosaur scattering around here. Alright, so already they're exploring their new environment, which we like. We got the Utah Raptors here. So far, the apex predator is, without a doubt, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. We got that going. Alright, and with that, that's going to wrap it up for part 1 of this Ark Sanctuary. And if you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It would really help out a ton. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.